Well, what are the most common blocks that people face when they're trying to develop their intuition?
Mm. Well, and I mentioned this before, pretty commonly it's like not understanding, well, what's psychic versus what's me. A lot of it is just not believing that your psychic ability works. I always say like confidence is literally like 90% of it. If you start to believe that it will work, it will start to work. But then a lot of it I feel like is just like people not understanding the steps to take, or like, they'll find a lot of like books or a lot of theory or a lot of stories from other people, but they're like, how do I actually do it? Like, what, give me one, two, three. And so I find that a lot of people are just blocked because they don't know where to start. And as soon as they
Yeah,
have that structure, they kind of know what to do.
yeah,
Because I call this like blocks to your psychic ability. There's always something kind of in your way, and it's about removing those blocks. And but once you do, then it's about strengthening those abilities,
yeah,
and from there it's just practice and understanding like, well, what Claire is like my strongest, and that's like how you receive, do you see things, do you hear things, and so it's like once you have the verbiage and language of all of this, I feel like that's a lot of the blocks. But I mean, there's so many blocks, but a lot of them also can be like just self-limiting beliefs. And maybe you saw something on TV about what psychics are, what spirits are, and then you get it in your head that they have to be this way, or you have to experience ghosts by seeing them. And then you're
hmm,
like, oh, well, I can't see ghosts, so therefore I'm not psychic. And that's usually not true.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
experienced in a lot of different ways, but
yeah.
there's all sorts of blocks. Everyone's got their own, but there's a lot of pretty common ones. And I feel like it just comes down to like, what is it that is in your way of allowing that information to come in, and how do we get rid of it? And so that's kind of like one of the things that I help